Hi, I'm Tony DiTerlizzi, author and illustrator of the WondLa Trilogy. The WondLa Trilogy focuses on a girl named Eva 9. She's 12 years old. She lives on this alien planet filled with bizarre life forms. She's raised by a robot, and along her adventures, she encounters all kinds of interesting and bizarre aliens. Some want to hunt her, some want to kill her, and she wants to just find home. She wants to find a place where she feels safe and secure. As the stories progress, Eva matures and becomes more of a hero to her friends and allies, and in this final chapter, she is the one who possibly can put an end to a battle between humans and aliens. Eva 9's story was inspired by some of my favorite stories as a kid. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Peter Pan and Wendy, and of course The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. In all those stories, the protagonist, usually a young girl, leaves the comforts and security of home and goes on a journey, an adventure, sometimes perilous and dangerous, in a Neverland or a Wonderland, and along the way kind of comes to understand and appreciate the comforts of home and a family. I love that type of theme, and I really wanted to explore it in the WondLa books. But I also love science fiction, films like Star Wars, old Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers comic strips. So I wanted to kind of introduce elements like that into this story as well, and send Eva on an adventure of her own. I'm fascinated by the steps that a character takes to becoming a hero. I realized, in the simplest terms, it probably has a beginning, a middle, and an end. When I realized that, I knew that WondLa was probably going to be a trilogy. The first book focuses on the protagonist, Eva 9, and the beginning of her journey, how she begins to understand the world around her and the characters and the effect that they have on her life and the effects that she has on theirs. In the second book, A Hero for WondLa, the stakes get higher. It becomes a bit more perilous, and Eva begins to start her journey on becoming a true hero, a hero that will have an impact on the world around her. As these books progress, her decisions and how she views the world become less cut and dry, less black and white. They become a little more muted, a little more gray. There's no easy right or wrong answer. So by the time we get to the third book, Eva has to make a lot of really tough moral decisions. There's no easy way out in the final outcome, but hopefully she makes decisions that she can live with and ultimately find her home and a family. If you were to look through one of my sketchbooks from the 1990s, you would have seen all kinds of characters and designs. You would have seen sketches for characters that would have become Thimbletack and Hogsqueal from the Spiderwick Chronicles. And right next to them, you would have seen drawings and sketches of Eva 9, Rovender Kit, Mother, and even Otto. That's how long I've been thinking about the WondLa Trilogy. As the Spiderwick Chronicles began to wind down, I had all these ideas in my mind for books, all different types of stories that I wanted to tell. But something interesting happened. I turned 40 and my daughter was born. Suddenly, some of the books that I was thinking would be really fun to do didn't seem as important or as interesting to me. Something deep inside of me said that there were certain books that were more important to tell now. Books from the heart, books that really meant a lot to me. The WondLa books are some of those books. In many ways, they're a dialogue between me and myself. I'm just asking myself questions. How does modern man fit in the natural world? Is technology a good thing or a bad thing? What does tomorrow hold for my daughter and the generations beyond her? When I think about that, I think about the books that I always loved as a kid, the books that didn't necessarily provide answers, but asked a lot of questions. Those are the books I used to think about long after I had closed the cover and put the book back on my shelf. That's hopefully the type of book that I'd like to make with the WondLa books.